Merry Christmas Eve, everybody. From my family to yours, this is, of course, Sports Live in the 215. I'm your host, Connor Okuda, and today we're recording from a little bit of a different setup, our our bedroom in Brigantine. So, hope you guys enjoy the show. Today we'll discuss the Flyers beatdown they took at the hands of the hated Pittsburgh Penguins by a score of 7-3. I thought that game was absolutely dreadful. I thought Samuel Urson. Let me first get this out of the way. He was absolutely putrid, awful, disgusting, horrid, terrible, um, vomit-inducing, um, whatever negative quality um, you could assess to Samuel Urson's performance, it would be worthy. In fact, I'll say this: you could put a used condom in net for the Flyers last night, and it still probably would produce less diseases than Samuel Urson's performance. He was just absolutely awful. I want to say he gave up 5 goals on like 17 shots. It might have been even worse than that. The guy's just absolutely dreadful. If you get outplayed by a 22-year-old rookie, so, something's absolutely wrong in the evaluation process. And this is the guy who was supposed to be our starting goalie after the whole Carter Hart situation. Okay, uh, make it make sense, please. But anyway, I thought for a solid majority of the game, um, I thought the Flyers played well. Igor Zamula, in the first period when the Flyers were down 1-0, he was able to kind of jump up in the rush and get a slap shot beyond the glove of Tristan Jarry, who has had a rough couple years. It but with with some of the saves he made last night, especially in that second period when the Flyers were buzzing, you'd think it was prime Marc-Andre Fleury in net for the Pens. But yeah, Tristan Jarry definitely stood on his head um, in that second period. The goals went to, let me check. Let me just verify this. 1 second here. Um, two. The goals went to Sean Couturier and um and I believe let's see um and Noah Cates. I was blanking on Noah Cates' name, but yeah, I thought the Flyers did well to battle back from a 4-1 deficit to make it a 4-3 game, and that's what this team just continues to do. They just continue to fight, continue to battle, and um, they've come up short a lot recently, but they've got to keep that in their DNA because that that's such a solid thing for a young team to have, is just like the want to and the will. But we just got to get better at playing 60 minutes of hockey. I felt like kind of after the Penguins goal to make it 5-3, the Flyers like legs went dead, the air went out of the balloon, and they just kind of, I don't want to say they gave up, but like it was kind of like that meme where it's like, ah shit, here we go again. And yeah, that was certainly the case for the orange and black. I thought I thought Couturier was really, really good. I thought Cates had a solid game. I thought the Noah Cates I think Cates and Couturier, I don't actually no, they're not on the same line, but they have both of their lines. They can be like big point producers for both of their lines. So um yeah, so it was good to see Noah Cates get on the old score sheet. That's gonna be huge for the young guy's confidence. Um, I'm just I'm just super excited to see how far this kid can go, and I'm really hoping on the goalie front that Alexei Kolosov gets some starts. I mean, or some more regular starts. He's more than earned it. He he comes in so much in relief duty and shuts and like gives up maybe at most one goal, and like he he's definitely earned a couple more starts, I would think. Um, if if I was the coach, that's what I would do. But that's why they pay John Tortorella the big bucks, and that's why I'm here sitting behind my computer, talking about Philly sports. So, um, yeah, that's the case with that. But I would like to see Alexei Kolosov get some more run. It seems like the boys, I don't know if more willing to play for him is the right phrase, but like I they just seem more energized with um maybe it's because he's a rookie and they feel like they got to like sell out for him more, not that they don't for Sam, but um maybe it may be more so the case for Alexei because like it's his first year in the league. He's kind of wet behind the ears. Um, but yeah, I thought Samuel Erson, he was like I mentioned, he was awful. Um, the Flyers took two stupid penalties in the first period that gave the Pens a 3-1 lead, and any power play with Crosby and Malkin. I know Malkin's kind of losing a step. My cousin Matt is a huge Penguins fan, and he absolutely ripped Evgeny Malkin to shreds. He was like, you're so slow, you're so old, you're useless. What do you even do here?" But yeah, any power play with 8-7 and Evgeny Malkin on it, you really can't count out. Even though, again, Malkin's steps slow at his age. Um, but anyway, I thought the team showed a ton of heart fighting back from down 4-3, and this is just a part of growing is learning how to close out periods, and they could not close out a great second period. If if they do not give up that goal, there's zero doubt in my mind we tie that game. That game might even go to overtime. Like there's zero doubt in my mind we tie that game because the momentum of the game was squarely on the side of the Flyers, and we just let the Penguins kind of grab that goal, and then in the third period, like all veteran teams will do to young teams, if you let them get even a sliver of momentum or any shred of momentum, is they'll take that sliver of momentum you gave them and say, okay, now let's like squeeze like we're anacondas and just suffocate them, and that's what the Penguins unfortunately did. They put away two more empty net goals, which um I was I wasn't even really watching at that point. I knew the game was over. Or actually, I knew the game was over on the first empty netter by Crosby. It it was just it's always him, and I will go to my grave despising Sidney Crosby. And he might be a terrific human being. He might be a great humanitarian or whatever he is. But for his professional exploits, I will always despise Sidney Crosby. He's a tremendous player, first ballot Hall of Famer. I bow down. I respect it. Um, but like I just can't stand the guy. He 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 whines and complains to the officials. He he's so good. They always seem to pull a rabbit out of their ass. With how I do not know. And whatever dark magic they were blessed with, give me some of that because uh the Flyers need it. That's for sure. But it just again goes to show you kind of the growing pains of a young team. They're just struggling to do those little things like close out a period or um, proper zone entry. If I see the dump and chase one more time, I do not know what I will do. Like oh my, it makes my eyes bleed. I'd rather stick a fork in my eye than watch the Flyers freaking just dump the puck in and not even have a play set up. Like what was the purpose of that? And it's been like that for 3 or 4 coaches. Like they've done this so many times. Like that is your power play strategy? Oh my god. Oh god. Um but yeah, it's just frustrating that we lost to our rivals to the west, and we'll have a few more cracks at them in February, I believe. So I'm very much looking forward to those matchups. I don't I I can say for a certainty or for a certainty that that John Tortorella is thanking God the Christmas break came when it did for the Flyers because he he probably MF them so much like it's not even funny coming out after the first period or coming back into the dressing room or locker room, whatever you want to call it, and you saw it. The boys were buzzing. They were fired up. They were ready to go, um, and somewhere along the way, toward the end of that second period, they lost that. They lost that like fire once that fifth goal for Pittsburgh kind of went in, and Crosby, as he often did with the Flyers, put put the nail in our coffin. And that's what makes me hate his guts. But he is a tremendous player. First ballot Hall of Famer, all those things, yada yada yada. But yeah, so it's just a frustrating loss, but it's one you really it those are 2 points you would really like to have. Um, but with a young team, they just come off a dramatic win against the Columbus Blue Jackets. I want to say maybe two or yeah, I think it was 2 nights before. So maybe they had some dead legs in that late second, early third. I mean, and that'll come with time. Like their legs, the young guys' legs will get more used to playing 82 games, and we'll we'll build off these learning moments, that's for sure. So I'm not pissed at the skaters. I'm mad at Samuel Urson. Um, I thought the skaters, when they came out for the second period, I thought they were buzzing all four lines, were moving kind of up and down the ice, dictating pace of play. But and but in the end of the second, at the beginning of the third, they just got sloppy, and as much as you say, that can't happen, and it can't. Like, it's a young team. Mistakes are gonna happen, and you just have to kind of not live with them, but live live with them until they learn how not to make them. And you learn how to not make mistakes by being in the same situation over and over again. So I'm not terribly upset at the loss. I'm pissed at the way they lost. Like, you had control late in that second period, and um like Pittsburgh gets that goal, and then you seem to like run out of steam, and there was still like time in the hockey game. Like, what are you doing? Like, that just can't happen. And I know I know they'll get better from this, and they'll learn from this. And what, like I've said, this is the exciting part of the rebuild, when your top prospects come up and show what they can do. Speaking of which, Matvey Michkov has been MIA. Someone needs to put out a search warrant, and if they find his kidnapper, please please call for their arrest. Call the Philadelphia Police Department, because Matvey Michkov has not scored in at least like 5 games. I'm very concerned. I saw you on the ice. You played, Matvey, but you did not produce. You produced nothing. Zilch. Nada. Whatever whatever zero is in Russian. That's that's what that's the level. That's what Matvey Michkov gave you last night, and it's really unfortunate. You guys know I love the kid. I think he's gonna be an absolute star, but he has to be better. If he's going to be the face of our franchise, he has got to be better. I um and all the guys do, and they know that they've got to be better in late period situations. They can't be giving up late goals, um, that allows these other teams to say, "All right, we have the momentum now. Let's finish them off." And yeah, the Flyers just got to keep growing, keep progressing, and they'll be fine. I think I can see them making a run towards like mid January, like early February, like right around playoff time, and maybe they sneak in, maybe they kick a freaking door down and win a series. Who knows? Um, but until then, as always, go Flyers, and thank you for listening to this. Merry Christmas Eve, everybody, and happy holidays to you and yours.